morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel Leaf Classes. I am Anjali. Today I am here with lecture 2 of user defined functions. I hope the concept of user defined functions are clear to you and you have watched video 1 of this topic. Now today we'll start with parameterized methods or parameterized functions. In last video also I told you that in parameterized methods we have two types of methods, one with return value and one without return value, and in both the arguments or the parameters will be given to the function. So let's start. We begin with a very simple, very easy question so that the logic is clear to you, the concept is clear to you for the user-defined functions. The question says, write a class using a function int num int. This is the function name which is given in the question. That accepts a number and finds whether it is odd and divisible by 5 or not. It returns 1 if the condition is satisfied, otherwise it returns 0. Use a main method to pass the number by value to the function. Now for these type of programs, you have to write two functions in one class, or we can have two classes for two different functions, right? But I'll tell you with one class and two functions, the main function and the user defined function, what is mentioned in the question. Now if we go for this, the data type before the function name is the return type. This we have done in lecture 1 of this topic. Please go through that. So this is the return type, this is the argument type. Always you will get the question in which the function name is there, the return type is there and the argument type is there. If any of these values are missing, you have to go through the question very carefully, that what is expected and according to that what will be the return type or the argument type. Okay. So we start the program, we start with import statement first because we have to input the values. Import java.util .asterisk because I'll be using scanner class. So after that we can write the class name check. Here check is the class name. Since the class name is not mentioned in the question, so we can take any class name of our choice. Now it is up to us. You know that in one class we can have many functions. Now it is up to us whether we give this function first or main function first. It is totally up to you. First this program I am writing with first this program and the next program will do the main function first. Okay. So the function definition, the first thing which we write in function definition is the function header, right? So that is return type is int, function name is num, and the value which is it is taking is a number, that is int, and in function header always we write the variable name along with the data type. So this is normally the function header is given in the question. You can check, you can read the question twice, thrice and just make out what is there. Okay. So this is the function header. Now the value n which it is receiving, it has to check whether it is odd or not, and odd and it is divisible by 5 or not. Two conditions are there. So one is it should be odd, and if it is divisible by 1, then it is returning 1 if the condition is satisfied, otherwise it is returning 0. So we start here with this only, if n mod 2 is equals to 1. If you divide any number by 2 and you get the remainder as 1, that means the number is odd. So if for the first condition we have given if n mod mod 2 equals to 1 and n mod 5 is equals to 0. The second, and divisible by 5. So if you divide the number by 5 and you get the remainder as 0, that means n is fully divisible by the number 5, right? So here you have to use the return statement, return 1 else return 0. Very simple program, very easy logic. We are writing the function header according to the question, checking what is asked in the question. Two conditions are there. If n mod 2 equals to 1 and n mod 5 equals to 0, it will return 1, else it will return 0. Now this is over here, right? One function is over here. Now from where this function is receiving the value n, use our main method to pass the number by value to the function. So this is the called function. This function is being called from where? From the main function. So value n also will be entered in main and from main it will come here. Okay. So after this, when this function is over, then only we write the next function. For next function, that is your main function, you can write public static void main, and here since we have to call this function from main and I have not used this function as static function, so I will be creating the object of this class where this function is existing. This function I want to use in main, I want to call this function from main, so I have to create the object. Any function you use, you have to call the function using the object name only. So first object creation is required. So for object creation, you know the syntax, class name is check here, space object name, I can write OB or any user defined name you can write, equals to new and the class name again here. So this is the statement for creating the object of the given class. We need one more object of scanner class because I'll be using the function next int. So I'll use scanner sc equals to new scanner system.in, right? Now after this we will ask the user to input the value System.out.println, enter number. I always say children to prompt the message before entering anything. Few of you don't write directly, you write s equals to sc.next int, something like that. But it should be very clear to the user, the one who is using the program, what is to be entered. So here you always prompt enter number and here you can write int n is equals to sc.next int. Now if you see, next int is a function of scanner class and sc is the object of scanner class I have created. So to use any function we are using the object. Similarly, if I want to use this function, I have to use the object ob, right? So you want to call this function and since it is coming with a return value, अगर कोई फंक्शन एक वैल्यू रिटर्न करके आ रहा है तो उस वैल्यू को स्टोर करने के लिए यू नीड अ वेरिएबल. वो वैल्यू कहाँ पर आएगी? एक वेरिएबल में आएगी. किस टाइप के वेरिएबल में आएगी? इट इज रिटर्निंग int वैल्यू. So we are using one int variable, say int ans variable I have taken, equals to ob dot function name is num and here I pass this parameter, right? So if it is, when you are giving n, the value n is going here and then it will be returning either 1 or 0, but till not given any output statement, what value it is giving. So depending upon the value of ANS only, we will state that it is odd number and divisible by 5. So after it has come with a return value. So see again here, when it is going here, it is executing this return 1 or return 0. So ANS variable will contain the value 1 or 0, whatever it is returning, right? Now after this we can check if ANS is equals to 1, then you can print the message System.out.println odd number and divisible by 5, and else if the number is not 1, it is 0, then it will come to else condition. So here you can give the message System.out.println condition not satisfied, or any appropriate message which you feel like you can give here. Condition not satisfied. After this I am closing main. So now the body of the main is here. So in this class you have one function here, the second function is here. So after closing both the functions, then only your class will be closed, right? So I hope this program is clear to you. Please practice. Few questions are there for practice in the PDF. The link is given in the description box. Please download that and practice those questions. In case of any doubt, you can comment in the comment section. We begin with the next question, which says write a program to accept a number and check whether the number is a palindrome or not by using the function name rev. Rev is the function name, and intn. This is given here along with the data type and the variable name. So please note that if the variable name is given in the question, you will not take the variable name of your choice. That name only you have to use, okay? This function returns the reversed number to the main function. That means it is receiving a value from the main function. That is why one argument is written here. Now in the question, if you see, there is no return type mentioned. You may get the questions like this, so you have to read the question very thoroughly, because the question is saying the function returns the reversed number. That means there is a return value from the function. So what is that return value that we have to find out? We have to use our sense that what should be the return type. So the reverse of the number, reverse of one integer will be again integer. So here the return type will be int only. In previous question I told you that in next question we'll be doing first the main and then the user defined. So let's start the program. So we begin with import statement, import java.util.asterisk, because I will be using scanner class. So here now class, any name you can use. Then since we are writing first main function, public static void main, and here you write scanner object creation statement, scanner sc equals to new scanner system.in. Right? Now we have to input the value n, which we will be passing to that function, right? So like I told you, you will be using the message System.out.println, enter the number and here int n equals to sc dot next int. Now we have done this much. This n will go as argument to rev function. Now how we will send that value? We have to call that function. For calling the function, we have to create the object. So object creation anywhere before calling the function, you can use that. So I am writing here, I have to create the object for the class in which I will be writing that function. So class name is this, ob is the object name equals to new class name. This is how we create the object. Now since the function is returning a value, so we are storing that value in say re variable equals to ob dot function name is rev and we pass on the value. Now we will check if re is equals to n print System.out.println palindrome number, else print System.out.println not a palindrome number. And we close main function. I will be explaining this to you in detail. Let me first write this function. So after this we will be using rev function since it is returning a value. So the return type is int, the function name is rev, the argument type is int and the variable name is given in the question n. Now we have already done the program of palindrome. So here I will not be telling you the logic in detail. You can see the program in the video, palindrome number versus palindrome string, right? So palindrome means if the number is equal to the reverse of its number, then it is known as palindrome. Say if the number is 1 to 1, the reverse of this from right to left is also 1 to 1. So it is known as palindrome number. Please refer to that video for understanding the logic in detail. Here we will be writing the program to make you understand the concept of user defined function, argument, return type. Okay. You may use any loop, for, while, do, while for reversing the number. Here I am taking for loop. So for int I is equals to n, I greater than 0, I equals to I slash 10, and here you write a is equals to I mod 10, r is equals to r into 10 plus a, and here we declare int a comma r is equals to 0. Very fast I will tell you this how we are doing. We have to find the reverse of the number. For that we have initialized the looping variable with that number. Say if it is 121, I equals to 121, a equals to I mod 10. So 121 mod 10 will give you 1, and then in our variable we are storing this 1 by 1, multiplying 10 will vacate one's place and that number is added. So r into 10 it is 0 into 10 plus 1 will be 1. Next time I is equals to 121 slash 10, that is 12. So 12 mod 10 will give you 2, and here r equals to 1 into 10 plus 2, that is 12, and then next time 12 slash 10 will give you 1. So 1 more 10 will be 1, and 120, 112 into 10 plus 1 will be 121. So this is the logic for palindrome. I am not going into detail, again I am telling you, please refer to the program. After this, after we have calculated the reverse value in R variable, what we have to do, we have to return this reverse number to its caller function. Which is the caller function of this? Main is the caller function. So here we are returning return R. You can write return R like this, or R you can put within bracket, both are correct, okay? And after this you close the body of main reverse function, and here we have closed main function, here we have closed this function, and then you will close the class. So here main function is the caller function, which is calling the user defined function. This function is the called function or the user defined function. Now let's see. We have entered the number n, created the object, called this function with the value n. Now when this value is coming, it will be stored here, and then it will be executed, it will return R. Return R will take you back here. So the value of R will be stored in RE variable. Then the number we have entered is in n. RE contains the reverse of the number. So now here we are checking if RE is equals to n. We are comparing both the numbers and then printing. It is palindrome number, else it is not a palindrome number. So the question says returns the reverse of the number to the main function that checks the palindrome. So you have to go through the statement which is written in the question very properly, that the checking is done in the user defined or in main function, what value it is returning or not returning. So today we have done two examples, two programs of parameterized methods, which are taking the values in which the arguments, the parameters are there, and they are returning some outcome also. They are going back to its caller with some value. Next video of this topic will be again doing parameterized methods, but without returning any value. Few questions are there for the practice in the PDF. The link is given in the description box. Please download and practice. I hope both the programs are clear to you and you have understood the logic also. In case of any doubt, please do comment. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you get the notifications for all the videos and no important topic is missed by you. Keep practicing, keep working hard, keep doing the programs. God bless you.